This is a Starry Night petunia. My partner grows them. They're getting a little ragged now, but I thought I might use one to take a nice photo and show you how I do it. So we're going to do an indoor photo setup. I'm using a speed light on a tripod with a very small softbox. Small softboxes tend to create harsh light, but that doesn't apply if it's very close to the subject. So in this scenario, they work really well. So I'm going to put this bottle here, and I'm going to cover it with a dark shirt to blend into this dark portable background I have set up. A little fiddly. Lots of water in the bottle, so I have to take care not to knock that over. Water's just there to hold it down. Position the flower. Okay, slightly, oh, whoops. Okay, reset that up. And get the flower position just a little bit better. I'm going to use my Sony a7 II with macro lens, in this case the 70mm Sigma Art macro lens. This camera is not very good on the autofocus, and this lens is also not very good on the autofocus. So we'll probably see me hunting around for focus a little bit during this video. But that's okay. It gets the job done and it takes a very nice picture. So we've got the wireless transmitter to the flash on top of the camera. I've dialed in what I think are about the right settings, which is f9, ISO 200. Shutter speed doesn't really matter too much for using flash, as long as it's not ridiculously fast. And I overexposed it a little bit, so I'm just dialing the aperture down to f7.1. And we'll take a few different shots from a few different angles and see how we go. Yeah, there's that autofocus. Super slow. But it gets there in the end. Just moving more straight onto the flower to get better depth of field. And in a moment, we'll cut to the editing. All right, we're going to edit this in Lightroom. I've already imported the photos I took. I'm just going to take a look at them. Flower's getting a little ragged around the edges, getting towards the end of the season, but it still looks pretty nice. That was nice and sharp in the middle, but it's very blurry in the part closest to the camera. So I think I'm going to want to use one of the shots from more straight on. I'll just get better depth of field this way. Okay, I'm going to use this shot. It's relatively in focus all over the flower, though the little bit in the middle was slightly blurry. I'm just going to uncrop it. And we'll recrop it at the end because we'll need it in 16:9 for the video. Just brightening it up a little so that the selection tool can grab all of the flower nice and easy. So I'm going to use Lightroom's new selection tools and just tell it to select subject. And it's pretty much going to mask this flower for us. There we go. Now I want to invert that so it's got the background. So now it's the background, the mask effects, not the flower itself. I'll create another mask just for the flower using the same process. So now we have two masks, one for the background, one for the flower itself. We can edit both separately. So we're going to lower the exposure on the background and just leave the flower sitting in a nice black background. Basically hide the shirt. And then go to the mask, play around with the flower itself. Gonna lower the exposure back down. Add some contrast. Add some texture and dehaze. I don't like to push those ones very far. Add a little bit of sharpness. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Doesn't really need a lot of editing. If you push the sliders too far, it often ends up looking worse. All right, I'm going to crop it back to 16:9, which means you'll probably lose a little bit of petals on the top and the bottom, but it'll still look pretty good. All right, happy with that. So we'll export that as a JPEG. Just call it Starry Night. And there we go.